tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop me, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
And welcome back, good people, as JVS brings you another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This time the exclusive is Batman Hush. As this evening, we got to see the world premiere of the latest DC animated universe film, the 13th film in the series, Batman Hush, based off of the classic comic book that I'm assuming here, because this is all I heard through the build-up, everything. We also did a roundtable press panel on it, so this is a lot of what I heard. Is this is the comic book that really put Batman and Catwoman's relationship out there to the people, to show you just how complicated it is. And in this film, but again, without spoiling, because that's my thing, is not to spoil it for you, the film really dives deep into their relationship and just the nature of it all. You get to see that Batman truly cares for Catwoman. Catwoman truly cares for Batman. At the same time, both of them realizing that the relationship could be doomed, because he's always going to be Batman, she's always going to be Catwoman. And in the beginning of the film, it is, again, this is not giving away much of anything. Even for people like me who didn't read the comic books, I'm still not going to give you too much of it. But in the beginning of the film, it deals with Bruce Wayne meeting up with Selina Kyle. And Selina, at this point, has been retired as Catwoman for 16 months with no crime. And at this point, their relationship as just being Bruce and Selina builds up. While Bruce knows Selina is Catwoman, Selina never knows that Bruce is Batman. So just that dynamic between the two makes it a very interesting story to start out with. We also get introduced to Batman's friend, that in the comic book, supposedly, like, this is a very key, important character. In the movie, it kind of throws you for a loop a little bit, that Batman is so close with this character, but we're 12 movies into it, because this is the 13th movie. We're 12 movies into this DC animated universe, and we have never heard of this person before. But I digress, because in the comic books, this character means a lot to Batman. And the way they play it in this, even though you're just meeting him in this movie, it works. And I think that's the key part of it all. Again, speaking to the writers and the director of this film, you know, you don't want to take liberties with the property when it comes to such a well-known piece of art. But what you want to do, what you have to do, is condense it to make it fit into this huge cinematic universe that's going on, and not be the standalone piece of art that it was produced to be from the beginning. And that's where Warner Bros. Succeeds. At times, the movie does feel like your latest Hollywood blockbuster in this genre, because of Hush, the mystery villain in this story. A lot of Batman's rogue gallery gets thrown into this movie because of Hush, and at times it feels like it's too much. But when you get to the conclusion of the film, or when you get to the overarching story of what Hush is doing, you understand it, but you still feel like, if you just had a little bit more of this character, a little bit more of that character. Even in supporting cast, we get a quick glimpse of Damian in a very funny short scene. We get some of Nightwing, again, not as much as I would have liked to see, not because of the shirt, that's not why, but just in general, not enough of what you wanted to see in Nightwing. But what they do give you Nightwing is satisfying, and I think that's the best way to put it with this film. Even for the characters you don't see much of, like, we don't get a lot of Harley Quinn, we don't get a lot of the Joker, but let me say, stay on Joker for a minute here. For people that know the comic book, it is a pivotal moment in the comic book that happens between Commissioner Gordon, Batman, and the Joker. It happens in this movie, and when it's happening in this movie, it's a it's a powerful scene for just Batman just feeling like he's lost it. It's very powerful scene, including other parts of the comic books, like the iconic first kiss of Batman and Catwoman on the rooftop. That's in this too. They do a good job of portraying Bruce and Selina's relationship. A really good job of it. Even after things happen, they still do a good job of doing it. And up until the end, they do a good job of selling this relationship and also selling why this relationship will be complicated. It works on so many levels here. Again, they do miss a couple of marks, but at this point with the DC animated universe, I'm kind of like I am with the Marvel universe. You know what you're going to get. You're not going to get the standalone stories that you're accustomed to getting. And the reason you can't get those is because all these films have to be connected. And amazingly, for a film that in a time frame, it takes place right after those two Superman films, which is the Death of Superman and Rise of Superman, or the Reign of Superman. I can't remember the last one. I didn't like that Superman movie at all. But this movie follows that path, and I think they do a good job of it. I mean, again, there's things you could do better, but the key part was you have to nail Batman, which on the animation front, they nailed Batman. On the voice acting, it kind of leaves a little bit to be desired. Like, and this goes for all the characters too. The voice acting goes from good to a lot in this movie. So it kind of makes you want other people. I'm not going to mention certain people's names, but it kind of makes you want other people because maybe their voices could give you the better emotion. Even though the new actors who came aboard to play the Riddler and the staple actress who's playing Harley Quinn, those are fine. It's really at times Batman. In all honesty, let's call a spade here. It's at times you want someone else's voice as Batman because it comes across as more emotional when it needs to be. But still, voice acting blips aside, it's still a good movie. This is something you need to check out. If you're a fan of the DC animated universe, you're gonna really like this movie. If you're not a fan of the DC animated universe, this will not be the film that's going to change your mind. You may want to wait down the line, as also, because it was part of the reveal, it was also revealed that the next movie in the DC animated universe will be Superman Red Son. So maybe that will be the one that will bring on the detractors from this universe back to this universe. Because again, Batman Hush, while it's good, it's solid, it does the comic from what I've been told from, and I've been around people with this comic book all day. So according to them, the movie does the comic book justice while still tweaking just enough, because again, this arc of a story went over 12 issues in the comic books, and this is an 80-minute movie. Like, you're not gonna get everything. Clearly you're gonna have to cut certain things out, but they get the essence of the story right, and that's the key part. So again, it has its flaws. Its flaws do not make up the sum of the movie. It is still a really decent watch. This is something that maybe you can watch once or twice. To me, it's better than possibly the last three DC animated films that we've gotten in this series. I think Batman Hush beats them all. So again, check it out. It released digitally July 20th, which whenever you're hearing this, it's already out. It comes on the DC Universe app. It'll be there on August the 6th. Blu-ray DVD August the 13th. So again, check it out if you have a chance. This has been another JVS San Diego Comic-Con exclusive review, this time for Batman Hush. Peace.